Now check this out.
This is the Chrissie Swan Show.
Because I blew my kid's mind this morning when I came downstairs in this jumper. It just looks like a Navy jumper, isn't it?
I love it.
Yes.
Annie, you are here. You also work on this show. Describe this jumper for the uninitiated listeners that can't see.
Turtleneck, brief stripe.
There's a bit, there's a bit of ribbing, would you say?
Bit of ribbing.
It's a French Navy.
Yes.
Yes, French,
French
Navy.
Navy. It's ribbed for her pleasure. Any adults will understand that. Now, I want you to guess how old it is.
Okay, am I guessing now?
There's no holes. There's no pilling. I just want to say how old is it. Give us a number.
25 years old.
25 years. That's old, right? Okay, you probably ruined this game.
Okay, so
So it's as old as you.
13.
13 years old. All right. Well, you're both wrong. You are going to be shook. Shook.
have I ruined the game though?
Jack, your guess is...
25 years old.
And Annie, your
works
guess
on our
is...
show.
13.
Almost add them together. This jumper is 35 years old.
Wow.
What?
I know. Isn't that amazing?
It's in good tack.
They don't make them like they used to. Fast fashion. I'd like to see that jumper you're wearing, Annie, in 35 years.
Do you reckon the Chrissie Swan
Seriously.
Show bum bags will last 35 years?
No, 3.5 months tops. But let's give one away anyway.
Chrissie's Quizzy.
I just really did a round of have we played How Old Is My Jumper? And David
Yes.
guessed 3 months. And I was doubled over, pointing, saying 35 years. This jumper is 10 years older than you.
I love how obsessed with this fact you are. You think it's the most interesting thing
I really
that's
do.
ever happened.
I really do.
And you're subjecting the whole office to it as well.
Unless everyone in the office is pretending they are also very interested. I tell you what, this jumper at 35 years old is in a lot better nick than you are most Sunday mornings.
This is true. All right.
We digress. Ali and Jess, welcome.
Hello. Hello.
Do you think it's interesting that I am wearing a 35-year-old jumper?
No.
35 years.
That's great. I love that.
That was so fake.
It's not fake. And it looks good. Yeah, maybe I am a bit obsessed. I just can't believe it. That's
Nana,
all.
we've got to get onto the quiz.
All right, let's do it.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
And the wheels have fallen off today.
I'm utterly bonkers today. I'm crying because I was so excited all day to come in because I'm wearing a 35-year-old jumper.
I know.
And I feel like it's so interesting and so tricky because it
Your
doesn't,
headphone's broken. I get it.
because it doesn't look. This is the thing, right? Jack doesn't think it's interesting, and Joel has texted me from the car park before his show starts to say, wow, 35-year-old jumper, so we've grabbed you.
It's 2 years older than I am.
I know, Joel, and look at it.
It's not in bad, Nick. Let me have a look.
Not in bad,
But
Nick.
Joel, can you honestly say...
Okay, I've looked up close.
It could have been bought yesterday. Has it got holes all in the back?
If it was bought yesterday, you're taking that back. It was not bought yesterday.
Well, what's
It's
in
not
the
in
back?
bad, Nick, for 35 years.
But do you think it's as interesting as she
I
believes
think
it
it's
is?
very interesting.
I thought about it.
And I've just done a little straw poll out in the sales department.
have you been out there?
Yes, because I think it's really interesting, and
I
I
do
can't
think it's
believe
quite
Jack doesn't think it's interesting. Is it interesting that I'm wearing
Oh, my God.
a
We're-
navy jumper? The reason I think it's interesting is this.
Yes.
And I know that you're just going to bag me out now because you've looked at the back that I can't see.
bag you out,
But
madam.
here's the thing. I feel like it's interesting because it was bought in 1988,
Well,
right? But it could have been bought yesterday. Whereas other things
Where
that
were
I
you
bought,
shopping?
other things that I bought in 1988, like an Oakley T-shirt or
cool.
like a hypercolour, that looks 80s. That looks 35 years old.
Oh, you mean the design?
But this
Okay.
is just a classic navy Poland. What are they? I always call them the wrong thing. Skivvy neck.
Turtleneck.
Yeah, turtleneck.
Turtleneck.
Are you trying to sell it?
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to sell that it's an interesting thing.
I think it is interesting because you must have been about 2 when you got it.
Oh, we're not going into
I was
a
15.
further narrative.
I was 15 and I paid it
I
off
did the
on a
math.
lay-by.
How do you even remember this useless stuff?
It was 35 years ago, not 3000 BC.
Wow.
Is it an interesting point? I think it is.
I think it is.
We'll find out next on Nova.
Will you also fix my headphones?
Oh my God.
The Chrissie Swan Show.
It's been a slight change of plan. Normally we do sweeping statements at this time, but there was an urgent question that needed answering, and that is something that I've been very excited about since I woke up this morning and selected something out of my wardrobe to wear.
So I've heard.
I am wearing an old Saba, local Melbourne suburb.
Now we're getting the brand.
Joseph Saba was a wonderful designer, and I lay by this jumper, a classic, beautifully designed, fine rib black navy turtleneck. And I paid it off. I was 15 years old. That makes this 35 years old, and I think that's interesting. And I've asked everyone in the office what they think.
Yes, and you can actually go to our Instagram at the Chrissie Swan Show. I filmed her walking through the office. People are just going to lie to you and say it's interesting because you're you. I'm telling you.
You said on air it is not interesting, and I was shook.
Were you actually?
Yes, I am. I think this is the most interesting thing we've talked about for a long time.
Wow.
And when I ask people in the office I say, have we played Guess How Old My Jumper Is yet? And they go, no, I want to play. I want to play.
Things must be grim on
They
our
say
office
that,
floor.
and I say, you can touch it, you can fondle it, whatever. You can check out the design. There's no bat wings. There's nothing.
Okay, so instead of doing sweeping statements, we have gone to the phones to ask whether this is an interesting topic. Let's go to Belinda.
Belinda, is this an interesting topic, the fact I'm wearing a 35-year-old jumper and it looks like it was bought yesterday?
Yes, because you're recycling.
Oh, that's a more boring subject than the jumper.
Oh, no, it's not.
But Belinda, I'm even more than I'm not recycling. I'm not throwing out. I am the originator.
There's nothing wrong with that. I've got you're not as old as me, but remember the great big thick wooden knitting needles?
Yes.
I've got a poncho that was knitted back in 1995.
Nobody cares, Belinda.
I care.
With a turtleneck.
Oh,
and
yes.
it's a beautiful green colour.
Does it have a real smell about it, Belinda?
Oh, it does. It does.
Gorgeous.
And I wear it every Thursday night to the RSL. And everyone loves it.
Everyone loves it, don't they? And do you tell people, you won't believe how old it is. I had it made for me in 1995 on big wooden knitting needles.
Yeah, no, I have played that game with some elderly
Belinda, you've won a
patrons.
Priceline voucher.
It's fun.
Renee, is this interesting or not?
It is, fantastic.
Oh.
It is vintage Chrissie.
That's
this
right.
is just, considering this day and age, nothing lasts more than, a couple of years. So getting 35 years out of a jumper is
Renee,
phenomenal.
I'm finding that things don't last a season, truly.
No, that's right.
And also, Renee, if this was like vintage Balenciaga, if I said I bought this from a Balenciaga shop in Champs-Élysées, then Jack could be all like, well, that's interesting.
No, I still wouldn't. No, you could tell me. You could tell me off air, but I wouldn't take it. Like if I was on a national radio show, I don't know if it's something that I'd be leading
Jack,
with.
this is why it's called the Chrissie Swan Show. Because I naturally know that people want to talk about 35-year-old
All right,
jumpers.
Renee, you get a Priceline voucher. Let's just check in with one more person. Melinda, please side with me.
I'm really sorry, but I side with Chrissie as well because I have a fabulous 31-year-old jumper that I got when I was 16 years old. And until recently, I was still wearing it out in public.
See? It's our crowning glory, Melinda. You will understand I paid this off on lay-by. I caught the tram after school with my little docket and my pocket money.
It's special, isn't it?
Thank you, Melinda. Yes, it is. And I bet you're all dying to get to Instagram to see this fabled jumper.
At the Chrissie Swan Show, let this be over.
How can it be?
Now check this out.
The Chrissie Swan Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.